Fuck yeah, brother, we're here.
We're here. Out in Bingin, Uluwatu. What a beautiful scenery, huh?
I just love how everything is infinite. It just goes out.
Yeah.
As far as the eye can see. It's so good, so healthy for your mind.
Yeah, but this is kind of what this island does for you, man. It's like, it calms your mind if you let it.
Yeah.
And if you let yourself.
Right. There's only so much calming it can do unless, if you're not ready to be calmed and you don't allow yourself to enjoy it, you know, because if you're focused, like, I know if I didn't come out here and explore this, I'd be sitting at the villa working, but I think that's one of the biggest things I'm learning is you can work from anywhere.
Yeah.
You can build your business, be productive from anywhere.
Yeah, but
instead of having your laptop.
That's also why I wanted to bring you out here, you know, like, I know you've been sitting in the villa, you know, so I want my boy to see the island a little bit. You know?
Hell yeah, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
So we want to come to you guys with a video about some of the stuff we were talking about at the villa. We feel it makes a ton of sense to share it and have you guys be a part of the conversation and benefit from some of the things we've been moving forward on. I think one of which we can start with, and we'll kind of jump around to various topics. When we were sitting on the ledge talking about what you can control in life and what you cannot control in life, and how much more free you become when you allow yourself to accept and love that you cannot control certain things.
Yeah.
And how much that allows you to love more.
And if you really understand
and
that,
give more.
What are the things that are in your control? Because I think it's very detrimental and important to understand what are the actual things that are within your control.
Right.
Because in life, there's a lot of things that are going to happen to you on a day-by-day basis. And people are going to mistreat you. People are going to backstab you. And going to treat you lovingly and caringly. But in the end, does it change anything about you? And does it change anything about what you can control? Because it doesn't matter if someone is being loving to you or not. It should not change the way how you treat them.
Right.
And it should not change the way how you view the world.
Right. Yeah, I think what it allows you to do is to receive the opportunity to grow, as you just said, like that. What you just said there is a very positive, very healthy view of the world. And once you can get past the victim mentality of something happened to you, you lost the deal, or you made a mistake, or you failed, or someone, as you said, fucked you over, whoever it is, a friend, a family member, a business partner, romantic partner, whoever in your life, quote, did something to you, is if you can flip that and say, well, it's not their fault. It is their fault, but you don't have to accept the blame for that.
But it's their reality. And
right.
It's their way of acting in this world. As long as I can wake up every morning, look into the mirror, and know that my actions reflect myself, my personality, because that's me. And
that's right.
People can judge me, but deep down in their heart, they will always know that I acted from love and integrity in every situation I experience in this life. And the same as you told me earlier, it's love doesn't depend on another person. Love is within yourself, and the ability to share love comes from loving yourself.
That's right.
And as long as we are able to share love unconditionally, freely,
right,
from a place of heart.
That's right, without fear of it going away. And if it does go away, then, well, it's gone away in that moment.
But it cannot go away.
But you're right, it can't go away.
Because it's in you.
Because it's in you.
It's in you. And it doesn't matter.
In that circumstance, it has gone away from your specific way of how you wanted it, but then you realize that it's within you. It's within the love, as you said, your actions and what you can feel proud of, and also acceptance of what you did wrong, and where in that you can take your own showing up for others to the next level. Like you can take that to the next level because of the growth you get to do in yourself.
But that's ego. You know, in the end, if you think that you lost something or love is gone. It's ego, because you think someone owes you anything.
That's
but
true.
no one owes you anything.
Right.
In the end, all you can do is share love freely. Yeah? And
Yeah, that's interesting you say that. It stops there. It stops there. There's no ancillary thing afterwards. That's all you can do.
you can only
That's
give
the beauty of it, yeah.
You can only give it. Sure, you can receive love, yeah, but receiving love,
Right, that's what we were talking about.
Receiving love,
giving and receiving.
comes again from a place of love. You receive anything that comes with love. If it's love or if it's disrespect or whatever, it's just like, hey, it's okay. If you want to treat me disrespectfully, that's that place and that time in your journey that you are at, because
That's
you
right.
did not understand that concept yet. And anger, resentment,
Yeah.
fear, it
Yeah.
all comes back in the end to love. Because once you resolve it, it's love. Hate, once resolved, is love. So all of it is just an overlaying, it's like a net that covers the love.
Right.
And the wonderful thing is, once you truly deeply understand that concept, life is yours and everything in it.
What experiences do you feel have given you that perspective?
Well, like very, very close friend of mine, like say my oldest friend, who was a big cokehead, you know, and he asked me to borrow him. It was before I started traveling, like it's like 6 years ago, not before the journey started, but like the point that really set the journey off. I borrowed him 2,000 euros and he was crying, you know, he's like, Sergio, I need this, you know, that I can get my life straight again. And I really did not have the money to borrow it to him. I had it, yeah, but it was...
You had no business giving it at that point in your... Yeah.
And it was not like I had the inflow of cash that it was like, oh yeah, whatever, the 2,000, you know, they're
Sure.
gone. And he promised me, he's like, hey Sergio, you get it back within 2 weeks. And I was not stupid at that time, so I made a contract with him to have his motorbike as security.
Sure.
And he didn't even own this motorbike, his father did. So
These are things
behind
you
his
found
back,
out later.
yeah, but no. Behind his back, I knew that. Behind his
Yeah.
back, I went to his father and I was like, look, I'm gonna borrow your son that money, but whatever happens, I'm gonna fucking sell that motorbike, and it's worth whatever, 4,000, 5,000, whatever. I'm gonna sell it for 2, because I just need my money so I can go on my journey.
Right.
That's the beginning of my life. It was the foundation for everything. And then, you know, the time came and I called him up and he ghosted me and didn't reply and told me, oh yeah, you know,
How did that make you feel?
I'll drop. Bro, I felt sad. And also I felt like this guy that was in my life for all my life, from the beginning, my oldest friend.
A really good friend.
He cares so little about me and my journey. And sure, it was the cocaine and everything, but that didn't matter for me at that time.
Right.
Because he cried, you know, and I was like, fuck, you know, I gotta help him out. So I gave him the money, and man, it was right before I left. And that broke it off for me. Like after that situation, I then got the money from his father. So his father gave me his handshake, which actually meant something. Yeah? So this man stood up for his son in the end. Didn't sell the motorbike because he knew his son needs a motorbike to get around. And
that's too bad. Well, I guess his word didn't mean anything then.
Yeah. And I lost a friend, you know, in that moment. And I lost a friend basically forever, until like recently we started reconnecting again. I unfollowed him everywhere, I blocked him everywhere. I was like, I'm out, you're out of my life.
Yeah.
And that came also again from an ego perspective, blocking someone, you know, like it was ego. I was just like,
sure.
You don't mean anything to me anymore.
Yeah.
And I put aside all of that, you know. I was like, because then I put it in an ego perspective, yeah. But I wasn't actually in the place to help him, so it was my choice to do that. So
Right.
I had to live with the consequences, whatever happened.
Of your choices.
Of my
right.
choices, yeah. So that taught me a big lesson. It's like, if you actually cannot help, don't do it, because there's gonna be someone who can, and who can without this underlying fear of not, you know, of not getting it back.
Right.
And that was one thing, you know, and it's just all lessons along the way, because I truly believe if I hadn't experienced that, in other situations I would have helped way more and in way bigger terms that I wasn't able to.
Sure.
And it would have fucked me way more. And probably I wouldn't even have got the money in the end. So
Right.
it was kind of a little teaching. And then over time, you know, looking back on my life and going through all the situations that happened, like that, or another friend here in Bali. Also my oldest friend in Bali also kind of backstabbed me. And I've been nothing but love towards him, you know, and like was helpful. And he also backstabbed me and actually kicked me in the back. Like, but very sadly. And in that moment when it happened, I let go. I was like, yeah, you're no longer part of my life. I love you. I wish you all the best, but I just don't want to have you ever around me because I cannot trust you anymore. And love doesn't mean you have to trust a person. You can still love someone and don't want to have them around.
Right.
Because you let them you let them go in love, and then it's peace. There's no strings attached.
You're right. Yeah.
Before I came on my journey, I wasn't talking with my dad for a long time. There's a lot of things that happened which I do not want to share online and have to. But when my grandmother was on her dying bed, her last wish was that I make peace with him. And it's like in the moment she said that, I was like, done. Never worry about that again. We're good. Same day I went and met up with my dad and I made peace with him. And all of these little things where I forgave.
Yeah.
I think forgiveness is one of the biggest and strongest powers we hold in our life.
Right.
Because once you do forgive, you do not have attachment anymore to the situation because you let go and you cut the strings.
So true.
And so many people run around in life and they have all these connections tied to them.
Karmic
all
threads.
around the karmic bonds, all around the world. And if you really think about
Takes
it, it's
an energy.
sucking your energy.
Right. It's like you're this battery,
Yeah.
and you're plugged in over here. You're plugged in over here. You're plugged in over here. But the cord doesn't. You don't know the cord's there, unless you. And so you're kind of moving through, and you're like, huh. I feel.
Yeah.
You can't always pinpoint it, but as soon as you release one of the cords, what does that feel like? It feels fucking amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it feels like a weight is dropping off your shoulder.
All right.
And one other beautiful thing is that you have to express yourself freely to who you are. And you know, there's all these things going around in the internet. Oh yeah, you know, don't show emotion, don't do this, don't do that. I truly believe that once you can be a man of integrity, you know,
Right.
and work hard on your goals, stand in your values, but also stand true to your emotions and tell what's on your mind. But don't do it in like a pussy kind of way. No, do it
Don't
in a
let
way
the
of like,
emotions-
hey, this is what I feel, or this is where I stand.
Right.
I have to tell you, this is not for you, this is for me. Because it's on me, it's holding on my shoulders. And then you release that, it's energy, it's blockages that you have in yourself. Just recently there was a situation where I did that. And man, the moment I did it, I felt freed. And I'm not attached to the outcome or the situation anymore. Because I know whatever happens and whatever's meant to be for me will come. But it feels good. It feels good to know that I stand true to my values and to myself. That's beauty in life. And that's the only thing and the only way how I want to live my life.
Yeah. And so for those of you who are watching, Sergio just shared a lot of value there. Thanks for opening up that personal story.
Of course.
Where in your life has something similar happened to you? Doesn't have to be the exact situation, but where in your life did you feel like everything just very quickly turned a 180? And how did you respond in that situation? And what plugs did you leave behind connected that then you once released, and then you felt, as Sergio said, more free, more lighter, physically higher up? When has that happened to you? In what circumstance? And I think when you can identify that principle, that can help you work through a lot of things.
Yeah, and there's actually a very, very simple exercise. Look back on your life and look at every relationship that you ever had, romantically, friendship-wise, family-wise. And think about the situations where you acted towards these people in a certain way.
Yeah.
And then write down the situation, and then write down next to it where did that came from? Did that came from a place of love? Did that came from a place of fear? Did it come from a place of abundance? Did it come from a place of hate, anger, resentment? Once you really allocate a feeling and the place where your actions come from,
identify it.
Then you really can identify it. And then this leaves you with a list of people that you may be mistreated within your life. And then maybe leaves you in one side with the chance to make peace with it for yourself, or to even go back to that person and be like, hey, I don't even know if you remember that situation, but I want to say I'm sorry. I wasn't coming from a place of love.
I didn't handle that properly.
I didn't handle that properly.
I allowed my emotions to get in the way of what I really feel. And I feel it's not, you don't express yourself properly, because I feel those emotions do show you care. Even if they're not from your higher self, those emotions do show that you are invested in that relationship, you're invested in that outcome, you're invested in whatever happened, but it was your response that was not what you're proud of. And yeah, as he said, the taking the hit to your ego is the best thing that allows you to grow in so many fucking ways.
Yeah.
You release so much and you become so much happier, and then for the next time you handle the situation better. So it may not even be a relationship, it may be a way you handle a
waiter.
Yeah, the smallest thing. You can apply this principle to the smallest actions. That person doesn't even necessarily have to be close to you, but the more you're reflective, man, you still have a chance. You have a chance to continue to grow, no matter if you're fucking 18 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old, 70. I don't think age has anything to do with it.
It's a timeline, and we're all at different points in the timeline, and the timeline is not being born and dying. The timeline is realization to end of your life. Because
right, that's when your life starts, in a way.
Because when you really realize certain points, and truly realizing that the power lays within yourself, and that no one should have control over your life. Because the moment you give someone else the power to determine your state with their actions,
it's not that they actually have control, it's that you are giving them control.
Yeah.
You're giving them your control. No one has control over you, not a single person. Only the people you allowed to have control.
Yeah.
And if you give it, they will have control over you. And you will be in that frame for as long as you don't realize that you have the power. I think for the longest time I've refrained from making videos like this, just sharing openly on the internet, because there's so many insecurities and things that ended up not even being true. Things I thought about myself that weren't even true as soon as I put my fucking ego to the side and actually started opening up. So I only say that to say what Sergio and I are trying to put down is for you. We're continuing to go through these lessons. I don't think no one is perfect. There's going to be times when we make this video and we're still going to mess up, but it's
and I mess
how
up
many
all
times
I mess up all the time.
Do you want to mess up until you're tired of that way of living?
The point is, how do you mess up? Now when I mess up, it's about having the realization that you just did something that does not stand to your values, and that stands against how you want to be perceived in this world and how you want to act in this world. Not perceived, act in this world. And then you can backtrack on it. You just screamed at someone, for example, for something, and then you just apologize. You're like, hey, I'm sorry, I was mad, I love you, I don't want to act this way. That pissed me off, I don't want you to treat me that way. And I feel this is a way of putting down your foot in a loving way, because you still want to make people realize how you want to be treated, and like what is your what is the person that you are, and how you want to be respected.
And how you want to be respected starts from you knowing and realizing that if you don't want to act a certain way to others, then obviously you don't want them to act that way to you.
Yeah.
So it really comes back to what I feel our parents or the people in our lives at an early age, they all told us in some form of another, treat others the way you want to be treated. If you don't want to be treated that way, well, you will continue to find yourself fall into those situations if you treat others that way. They'll treat you that way back. And it may take time for you to find your people that end up not treating you that way if you're always treating people the right way, but eventually it will come back to you and you'll feel content. But it all starts with you. It all starts with like not blaming anyone else but yourself.
And you will always look back on these situations where, for example, someone mistreated you, but you acted out of love and integrity, and you acted not in a hateful manner. And you will look at the situation, you will have respect for yourself. And that's the only respect that really matters.
So thanks for dropping in deep with us. That's the purpose of this channel.
Leave a like, leave a comment.
Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe.
Maybe share your situation that you had, that you resolved, or the situation that you have right now.
Please.
And just realize that it doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey. All that really matters is that you are trying to be better. And if you become 1% better every day, that should be your goal.
That's what I always say. Yeah.
But it's a compounding effect.
It really is.
I got this from the book, The Slight Edge. It's this compounding effect.
It is. Yep, the graph goes up this way, and the further you are in the graph, the more momentum you have. So if you make those small decisions to treat people wrong, those will compound. If you treat people right, those will compound. Everything you do compounds.
Yeah.
That is a principle of the universe. All your actions, your actions turn to your habits, and your habits turn to your destiny. And your destiny is what people say about you when you're dead, and what legacy you live, or you leave.
And you will see, once you start applying that principle, how slowly, it's not a shift from one day to another, but slowly, how people who do not radiate in the same frequency as you will slowly drop out of your life. And it happens naturally. It's natural selection. Slowly, these people will leave your life, and you will eliminate disrespect, you will eliminate hate, you will eliminate all these people.
Yeah.
Naturally.
You'll start to not resonate with those emotions. You'll start to not resonate with those type of emotions, and then as Sergio said, you'll just start to gather more evidence in your environment because of the people you surround yourself with, that you like being a certain way, and you like treating people a certain way, you like doing business a certain way. But you really have to go through the fuck ups and to like see the damage of your actions. And so don't have shame, don't have guilt. Those emotions are beneath you.
Those are low level.
Those are low level
and low frequency emotions.
Those take your power away, because then they still allow you to be a victim, that, oh, I feel this way, I'm a terrible person, I'm never gonna change. Well, fuck that. Like, no, that was not right. That was,
own your faults.
I want something better.
Own your faults, own your flaws. But don't judge yourself for it.
Yeah, get that shit out. Identify it, move on, move up.
Move on, move up.
Move up, yeah. And who knows? Those same people that you wronged, those can end up being the most prosperous relationships once you reach a point in your life where you never tolerate that type of behavior.
And they might come back at some point and apologize.
And if they don't come back, then that's the beauty, is they come back, they don't come back. They're in your life, they're not in your life. There's been people who have done bad things to me that I've noticed when I've released that. It has allowed them to release their remorse as well.
Yeah.
If they did something bad to me, and it actually offers an opportunity for both people. Can you imagine that? You're unplugging the thread, and they're unplugging the thread at the same time. And how beautiful that is. now you've just impacted that human with how you're impacting yourself by being better yourself. And there's a quote that talks about when we allow our own light to shine, we give others the opportunity to do the same.
And you might not change the world as one person to everyone, but when you live in your true values and you act from integrity, people notice.
Yeah.
And you will change one person at a time. And that person might change one person at a time. And over time, we're just elevating the frequency of the whole world.
That's right.
And that's something truly powerful, because that's where the true beauty lies, in owning up to your own mistakes,
right,
and owning up to your own behavior.
And owning up to your successes.
Yeah.
You know, like I think on the whole other side of this, I really want you guys to listen to what I'm about to say, because there's a lot of nuance in what I'm about to say. Because you're going to get people who tell you you may feel you're narcissistic, or you're money driven, you're this, you're that, whatever. But in moments where you know you've done well, you have to, if you know where you've come from and how much you struggle with something and you're getting better at it, be proud of yourself and like celebrate, because that's important too. Knowing the difference between when you mess up and when you do the right thing. And so you can also have a fear of success and a imposter syndrome where you feel you're not good enough, and no matter what you do, you're always not good enough. That's a quality that can bring you far, but it can also downplay and minimize the growth within yourself that you should feel proud of. And no one really needs to know but yourself. So I think that's actually a thing that holds a lot of people back, is what I've found in my business. People being afraid of success, being afraid of getting attention, being afraid of putting themselves out there, being afraid of making more money, because they're afraid of judgment and they're afraid of how people are going to view them. I struggled with that for a while, and I think that's actually why I didn't start my business for the longest time. I remember when Iman Ghatzi was 16. He was 16 and he posted his video of him dropping out of high school. And I looked at him and I just judged him. In that moment, had I allowed because I was interested, I was so interested, but I allowed my ego to get in the way.
Yeah.
And had I said, wow, this is actually fascinating what one person is doing and the path they're forging for themselves. What a fucking amazing thing. In that moment, I could have started my journey. And as I continue to watch the content of other people and saw people share their truth as they had more success in life, instead of receiving that and cherishing that, you allow your own fear of success to not allow you to receive it, to not allow you to receive and when you can allow yourself to really like appreciate something, it gives you the opportunity to do the fucking same thing. So as long as you judge other people, you're only holding yourself back. And I held myself back for the longest time because I got in my own fucking way. So get the fuck out of your way. Get the fuck out of your way. Don't view anyone else in a negative light, even if they fuck you over or if they have success. Either way, when you're so worried about them and you're not looking at yourself, you're already fucking yourself. So
and you don't know what people are dealing with.
You have no idea what people have gone through.
People might go through depression. People might go through very hard times. So they treat you in a way that has nothing to do with you. And every person on this planet that treats you in a certain way, it is a mirror. Because if someone screams at you, they actually scream at themselves. If someone treats you with love, it's because that person loves themselves. So if someone treats you hateful, it's because they have hate for themselves.
Yeah.
So never
don't even judge them for that. Yeah.
Never take anything personal.
Don't take it personal. So true, bro.
Just realize we're all on our own journey. We all are our own path to enlightenment, if we would call it this way. I don't like to use these woo-woo terms because in the end, what it is, just break it down to the simplest thing. It's if you find love for yourself, that's the moment when you can share love unconditionally, freely. And that's when you elevate yourself, not in a sense of becoming your higher self or whatever, but becoming a truly happy person within yourself. And when you can do that, then all the other nonsense just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
If you really truly just understand this concept, then you become free. And you don't have to free anyone else. You don't have to even worry about anyone else. Just become the best version of yourself for you, not for anyone else. Become happy, live true to your intentions, and
And you can help others too when you're.
and that already helps others. Because like you said, bro, if you shine your light, it gives other people the allowance and the opportunity to shine their light too. And that is just, that's beauty. That's it. And you don't have to fake it. You don't have to represent anything. You don't have to try to be something or someone, because you are enough. And whatever, if friendships, romantic relationships, if someone does not understand the beauty of you, they're just not for you. And you cannot change that. And it's very simple to say that. It's definitely not easy.
Takes time.
Takes time. And I'm still struggling with that. But within the last years, I got so much better in it. I lost so much attachment. And there's a very, very beautiful saying, which is one that I live by. It's connected with everything, attached to nothing. And that is pure love, because I am a connected, loving person. But if I do not get any reciprocity from that, I can't be attached to that, can't be attached to the outcome. And that makes me free. And that can free you as well. So yeah, I guess we discussed a lot of
We did.
juicy topics.
We discussed a lot, and if you listen to 1 minute of it, if you listen to the whole thing, I'm here for you. Sergio's here for you. Like, we're flawed human beings, but it's important to us that, and I feel in your life, it's important that you're able to like connect with people and share information like this too. Like,
Yeah.
I told him, you know, I wanted to come and shoot some videos like this, and he's just like, yeah, let's do it, because he sees the value in it too. And so
It's funny enough, I've never done this,
oh yeah,
ever. I do it in private. Like, you know, we had a lot of deep conversations.
Yeah.
I never let a camera run, ever. I never really felt the need to put myself out there. And
why not?
just I didn't feel the need for it. And I probably never just made the first step. And I think that's it. Funny enough, I feel from today on, I'm gonna start doing it.
You have a lot to give, bro. So on off camera, you know, that's why I wanted to have Sergio on the channel, because he has so much to give. He has so much to share, and it's resonating with me. And anytime something works for me, whether it's my business, I want to share that, because that's my why, is to share what fucking works. So bro, like, I'm so glad that you're gonna be doing this more, because so many people can benefit from these things that you're putting down.
Thank you for
Seriously,
that.
bro. Yeah, man. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Likewise.
You know, that's
So it's just inspirational, man. Like,
right.
I have the blessing to have the most amazing people in my life from every part of society. And I see my character and like the personality I am is, I'm at the top with the most successful people doing the craziest shit. But then on the other hand, I have a conversation with a cleaner for 20 minutes about their family and why they do what they do. And what I've learned is it doesn't matter who that person is
Doesn't matter.
and how successful they are or not.
Nope.
When you really realize why most of the people do what they do, it actually comes mostly from a place of love. I would say 95% of the time. And be nice just to everyone. You don't know what people are what shit people are going through, and
Yeah.
you don't know if someone has a good day or not. So just saying hello to someone and how are you and really meaning
Right.
it, man, can change someone's day,
That's right.
can change someone's life. And that was you, just being a fucking good person and caring.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. So really receive this what we're trying to put down. Really receive it, because I'm telling you from experience, I used to watch shit like this and not receive it, and all it's doing is just delaying your own growth. It's just delaying what you want in this world. Don't allow it to delay it anymore. Make those videos, build your business,
talk
put
to that
yourself
girl,
out there, talk to the girl,
talk to that guy.
talk to that guy. You know, tell that person how you were wrong. Be humble. Be forgiving of the people that have done wrong to you. Release all that shit, because once you do that, the vessel opens up, and you can then give more, and then you can receive more, and then so just it's just so. I'm really glad we made this video.
Yeah.
I'm really, really glad. Shit that I don't think I've ever shared. It sounds like you haven't shared either. Like this type of.
I've shared privately.
Right. Yeah, privately. Yeah, let me put this back here. Yeah. So
I would say
apply that and let that run you. Let what Sergio has said, what I have said, change just a little bit, 1% better every day. And if you can change that 1% better, and if you keep watching content that we put out, you'll feel yourself shift, and then you'll start making more money. You'll start having better relationships, healthier relationships you can feel proud of. And we're on that journey, so we want to share that with you. Any other things you want to say?
I think I said everything. So yeah, from my side, to wrap it up, be you and be proud of it, because there's just one of you. Don't try to be anyone else.
Yeah.
That's
Fucking
it.
know your truth and stand by it. Figure out what that truth is, what makes you feel good, what makes others feel good, and don't deviate from that. And if you do deviate, okay, you're a kid riding a bicycle, you're gonna fucking fall down. Get the fuck back up and ride that fucking bike. Ride the bike. You think a kid, like, when they're trying to figure out how to do something, the real ones get up and do it again. That's why they have scars, but the scars heal. Fuck the scars. Ride the bike, ride your bike. Get on that, put the training wheels off. Don't make it easy for yourself. It's gonna be hard, but when it's hard, you're brushing up against something that is good. When you feel fear, when you feel hesitation, ask yourself why. What's preventing you? And when you can do that, I can't tell you what's gonna happen. Only you know where you're at now, but something different's gonna happen. I can fucking say that, because it has for me. And I feel it has for you too.
100%.
So, peace out, people. Love. We're gonna keep getting this shit out for you guys.
Peace.